So here's a quick way for us to create interactive slides strictly using Google Slides. So I'm in my Google Slides and I'm going to open up a blank set, and then I'm going to go to my page setup. I, personal preference, like to change the slides to be paper size so that if I ever want to print them off, I can do so. I'm going to go ahead and remove the text boxes from here, and then I'm going to input my background color. I'll make it something a little softer. And now I have my first slide. So I'm going to go ahead and put my text box in over this and say non-fiction features scavenger hunt. That's what I want my title to be. I want this to be a little more centered. Definitely want my title to be much bigger than this. And so we'll go ahead and make it bigger. And we'll leave our font like that. So we can go ahead and insert another text box so that way we can tell our students specifically what we want them to do or look for. I want it to have these little check boxes so that way they can kind of create a little check for themselves. So we want to look for a table of contents, look for a photograph, look for a map, italic print, bold print, an index, illustration, heading, glossary, a graph, diagram, or a caption. And so since we've got them all on there and we have plenty of room, we'll go ahead and make these much bigger, and then we can increase this size as well. So now that I have everything in there, I can go ahead and create a new slide. I don't want any text right now, but I do need to input my pictures. I already have them. I took them on my computer, so we're going to go grab those screenshots. So I'm going to go ahead and crop out this top part because my students don't really need that stuff. So we can go ahead and change our slides to actually flip and make them a little wider. So then we'll go ahead and clean this up so it can fit on our page. There we go. And then maybe because it's like this, we'll go back in and center it. And then now we will fix our picture. There we go. So now my picture is enlarged. I want to create a new slide, remove these, and then insert my next picture. Again, gonna go ahead and crop out the top parts. They don't need that. And then go ahead and make this full size. And one more slide because I have one more picture I want them to be able to see. And then insert my last picture. Crop once more. And then we'll go ahead and enlarge our picture. Okay, so I can choose to go ahead and just leave that there if I want, but I want to go ahead and create a little shape for my students to be able to identify those things. So I'm going to go in and add shapes. And I'm going to keep these the same. Let's make the background or the outline a pretty color. And so now I can make copies of this and go fill in. And so italic print, full print, and then create some more. And we'll put these over here on this side. Squeeze these up so we can get them all in here. Oops. And so we'll go ahead and add our index here. Change these to our illustration, heading, graph, glossary, diagram, and lastly, our caption, which we can go ahead, oops. And put that right here. So now when I assign this in Google Classroom, I can have my students move the arrows to the item that I want them to identify. So for example, my table of contents, I can have them move this here. I can even allow them to shrink it down so it kind of fits to label those different parts like I want them to. So I would just include that in my instructions for them, that they would need to cut and paste or move the arrows that I provided them to the correct spots and where they are seeing those nonfiction text features in the images I provided for them. So to make sure this happens, I would go to Google Classroom and select my class. And in order for everyone to get their own copy, I would create the assignment. So nonfiction scavenger hunt. But what I need to do is go right here to Google Drive. This is my recent one. And here, instead of doing where students can view the file, I would make a copy for each student. That guarantees that they get those 4 slides that I already created, and then will be able to edit on their own.